What you doing?
What you mean, what am I doing? I'm listening to my favorite podcast.
What that is?
SCTT TV. So consciousness.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of SCTT TV. I'm D-Michele, writer, director, and producer of the Flower series, and this is my co-host, Akosua.
Hi, everybody. So glad to be here. It's season 2 and episode 3. We'll be diving into the Flower series, and we'll be talking about one of the sisters, the big sister of the crew, Miss Lily, and how her life took a change after a huge loss in the family, and what resulted from that in her the trauma, and how that misplaced trauma affects her other siblings and her lifestyle. So get ready.
Get ready. And we did have something else we were doing, but I felt like before we do that, you actually need a real portrait of who Lily is and how she came about. Now, anybody with siblings, of course you have that oldest child who, as a younger child, I thought my siblings got to do everything before me. They had everything before me, but I never looked at the other side of that. It's the side where they have all the responsibilities. Something happens, even if they didn't cause it, it's their fault. And when you take that to the extreme, it definitely will affect you as an adult. And this is what happened to Lily.
Now, although in the series for the stage play, I play Ivy, the little sister, I do have a lot in common with Lily, the big sister, as I am a big sister myself. Mm-hmm. And I understand the struggles of trying to be a child and live and play and engage with your peers, but at the same time you have responsibilities of taking care of things where you feel like you are not an adult and you're not a parent, and you don't feel like that is fair for you to miss out on being a child and being irresponsible like children are, because you have to take the place of a big sibling and a guidance to your younger sibling. So I can relate to her, even though the way that Lily expresses herself could be very crude. So we can understand how trauma can make you very unlikable, like, maybe rude or disappointed and angry all the time.
It's kind of I see it as a protection type thing. And there's a whole lot of anger. There's a whole lot of resentment, especially in her case, because she did not really take the place of an older sibling, even though that's what she was. She was a parent to her siblings. She felt like she missed her whole life, because that's all she did. She took care of them. Because the mother, as we spoke of before, she wasn't around. She had to work. The father walked out on him, and so she had to do what she had to do. But she didn't have to like it, and goodness, she showed that she did not like it. She was hard on them. She loved them, but she resented them because of all the things she felt like they took from her, even though, she was a child, but she was not allowed to behave as a child.
And I think also Lily was dealing with the reality that she wasn't appreciated. All the sacrifices that were being made, she knew the sacrifices, and her mother knew the sacrifices, but the people that she sacrificed mostly for didn't really appreciate it, or didn't acknowledge to her that they appreciated what she was giving up. Instead, they felt like, oh, she's just a mean bully that's always in our business, that's always trying to run our lives. Why don't she just take a breather or mind her business, you know, when it's her responsibility to make sure that her sisters are safe. And mind you, they were making mistakes, were they not, the whole time?
Goodness.
So they didn't make it easy for Lily to be the big sister that's happy all the time, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, the biggest takeaway of this is they were all children. Even though she acted like an adult, she was just a child. And that, I think, going through something like that can make you feel unloved too. It's like, I don't matter. Because when I wrote that character, that's what I was feeling for her. I don't matter. Everybody else matters except for me. I do everything for them. Nobody does anything for me. Nobody asks me what I need ever. And I can't have friends. I can't have a life. I can't go out with, I can't do anything. And she felt stuck. So it's no wonder she grew up the way she was. She understood that it had to be done, but that didn't make it any easier.
So I have a question for the writer, director, also an actress who played one of the sisters' roles
who we'll be talking about later.
Yes, we will. But I have a question. I wanted to know, when you wrote the character and you saw the live reenactment of that character on stage, do you feel like that character was being expressed the way you originally wrote it, or do you think that things might have changed a little bit based off the person playing the role?
Oh no. The woman who played Lily, she embodied her perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfectly, beyond what I thought she could do. And later on, I found out the reason for that. She, you know, she has sisters. She has older and younger sisters. She's kind of like the in-between, but she saw a lot of it that related to her family. So she was able to actually know where I was going without me having to explain it most of the time.
That's amazing. So in the process of casting for the film version of the stage play, what will you be looking for in some of the actresses that you're looking to cast for the role, specifically for the role of Lily? What are you looking for?
Let's see. I would say, of course, she has to be harsh. She has to be a lot difficult. But there's also, what people don't see, there's a vulnerability to her. And so the actress that we choose has to be able to embody all of that, all the feelings that this character had to go through. All the regrets, all the hurts. And she has to be able to actually show that without having to explain it.
Wow. So you hear that? So when auditions come up, I think you should prepare yourself. Maybe you might want to look at some of the snippets that we're going to share a little bit later in this episode of some of the acting portrayed on the stage from Lily. We have the very first,
the original
recording, of the original stage play, Flowers. And we are going to show a few clips of Lily in her worst and her best. At her worst and her best.
Yes. And she, believe you me, she had a whole lot of worse.
Oh, yes.
She had a heart. She just didn't like to show it because she didn't trust.
So I have another question. So in regards to casting again, what are your views on submissions that are video submissions for the part? If someone wanted to audition and send you snippets of them recorded doing something similar to that, or taking like a snippet or whatever from the play and reenacting it on screen for you, what would you be looking for if that was one of the ways to get auditions? Or would you prefer live?
I would prefer live. Now, if all you could do is do a screen or whatever, I would look at that. But I feel like there's a pressure on you to be in person. So I would like to see how you would react in person. Would you be able to hold that character? Would you get nervous? So, like if you do a taped interview, you're able to keep doing that until you get it right. But I want to see you raw. I want to see you just go for it and see how it turns out, because you might surprise yourself.
Oh, so in auditions, we might be throwing some improv out there. So
Yes.
y'all better be ready. So I really do want to talk a little bit more about the character, Lily, and what are some of the traits that you were writing when you were writing about her. What are some of her traits that someone, like, for example, if someone was looking, hey, I want to portray this character Lily, and I want to know a little bit more about her so I can understand the traits, like, what's she like, her temperament, what kind of explanation would you give to someone looking for that?
I would say, again, it's got to be underneath all the harshness, all the anger. That vulnerability's got to show. It's like when Lily is around other people, she has that shield, that armor on. But when she's by herself, her vulnerability shows. You can see her thinking. You can see her hurting. But then, again, when somebody else steps into the room, automatically it's just like, mask on, like we all do.
And also because we know that the play, that the original play, is explaining what happened after a tragic incident happened where they lost someone very close to them. But in the film, we'll be going through different aspects of Lily's life. So what is Lily like when she was a child? What kind of a child was Lily? Or was she always what she was?
Lily was pretty much always like she was, because you have to understand, as the firstborn, she saw everything that went on between her parents, which wasn't good, which taught her to keep her guard up early in life. And that's what actually started her distrust. And so when she had to start looking after her siblings, there was a fierce protectiveness about her. They just saw it as meanness, but she was scared for them. They didn't understand that because, again, they were kids.
And they didn't have to. They didn't have to take on the burden
because of her.
They got to grow up. They got to make mistakes. They got to be kids, and she never really had the opportunity to do that.
Exactly.
So she was basically a child adult. She was a child that was expected to be an adult.
And she just saw too much. She saw too much, and it just made her bitter. It made her angry at the world, not just, her family and those around her. She was angry at everybody. And up to a point, she kind of had a little bit, I understand why she was. I won't say she had a right to be, but there was nobody that she could turn to. Her sisters, now they could turn to her. If they were hurt or something went wrong, they could come talk to her. They may not have wanted to, but they had that. Who does she have? And, and I think what people think, well, why didn't she talk to her mother? You have to understand, her mother had so much that she had to do. Lily didn't want to burden her. She didn't want to put any more on her. She saw what her mother went through, what she was going through just to raise 4 teenagers. And she didn't want her mother to have to go through any more of that, so she kept it to herself. And as you know, the more you push stuff down, and especially if you've been doing it for years, one day it's going to explode. Wow. And boy, when it does.
There's so much that people can relate to with this, with the Flower series, and how trauma from your childhood and from your household can really influence the person you are as an adult. And how important therapy is to handle situations that you didn't have any control over as a child, but it's affecting you as an adult. And when you don't have anyone that you can rely on to talk to, therapy is like, one of those options.
It
deal
is
with those things.
But you have to recognize that you have a problem, which is a problem in itself. If you've always been the way you are, you may not see it. You may think other people are, you're just too sensitive. Oh, I didn't mean it that way. You should know that. But you don't always see your own issues.
Yeah, so the Flower series basically puts a microscope to what a lot of families deal with on a regular basis. And that concept of sweeping things under the rug, like it's something that's big that happened and people are not willing to deal with it, and so they just put it off or ignore it, and these things they start to fester and they change you. It could change your personality and make you into a very bitter person.
It does change your personality. Not could, it will. It most definitely will.
Well, so you got a lot to look forward to. Do any of you all have any experiences that are similar to Lily? Do you know anyone in your life that had to grow up fast? Or even if earlier today, I was looking at something on TikTok. They were, it was like a charity where they were putting together suitcases for foster children.
Oh, nice.
And they were saying that in the foster care, you age out at 18, and most of those children are put on the streets, and basically they don't have anything except like a garbage bag filled with things. So in order to make things easier for the children, this charity were putting together suitcases that had essential needs and things in it for them, so that they will at least have what they need when they go out into the world. But isn't that scary to think that a child that was in foster care, now because they're aged out, the parents don't have to be responsible for them anymore. And so they're out on their own. We have a lot of homeless population that come from that situation.
I mean, sad, scary, and I would think being in a foster home, you don't have a lot of experience doing anything, so it's not like you just run out and get a job. And even if you did get a job, it takes a while to save up to be able to have some place to live. They have, to me, it seems like they have nothing to depend on. And as nice as that is, giving them the essentials, what they need is a place of their own. They need a transition. They need training. I mean, a foster child is basically a child of the state. Well, as the state, take care of your children. School them. Make sure they have everything they need. Give them a transition. At 18, when you've never done anything and you've had a screwed up life, you should not just be put out. You shouldn't. You should make a transition till you can get where you need to be.
Absolutely. And there are some households where that transition is missing as well. Some parents that believe, you 18, so you grown, so get out. And they put their child out on the street before they're prepared or before they're mature enough. And I thought it was a significant thing to bring up about Lily, because Lily started out mature. So she's one of those people that if she had to live out on her own, she would probably be okay. Oh,
yes, she would. She would be okay physically, but mentally and emotionally, no, not at all.
She probably wouldn't make many friends.
She wouldn't have any friends, but she would have everything physically that she needed.
And a character like Ivy,
she's strong,
being put out there prematurely before she's ready. What would happen to someone like Ivy?
Oh, she's trying to make me give away the secret. That's for another time.
Okay.
We will be going through each sister just to let you know what you have to look forward to.
Absolutely. So on our next episode, the next episode we'll be interviewing Danette Dockery.
Yes.
She'll be talking about her experience as an actress in local independent film and international film, indie films, and how she's transitioning to the stage. So she's doing the opposite. She's going from film to the stage.
Right.
So that's going to be a great interview. And then we'll also have the MC of Judgment Night Festival. She'll be talking about her experience as well as one of the characters and like the moderator for the whole evening.
Come here, Karima, show your
her
pretty
name
face.
is Karima Bond, and she is an amazing actress as well. So we'll be highlighting, her experience and what to look forward to for the 31st of October.
Yes, we're going to slip her in here. She wasn't expecting that. Come over here.
You all got to meet her in the episode right before the previous to this.
Yes.
And she'll be sharing what bonding is like with doing a film and getting ready for a play, how important it is to bond with the other characters, the other actresses and actors. So you got a lot to look forward to. And, we really want to get some feedback from you on what you thought about what you heard today.
Sure.
If you haven't seen the play, maybe you might want to look at this episode and look at some of the clips, because I think that you'll really, really you have a lot to look forward to, especially when we're talking about Lily. And, she has a whole personality that you are not ready for. Believe me when I tell you that.
See, this is why we always have to have Christmas dinner here. If I didn't make sure stuff got done, then nothing would get done.
No, the only reason why we have Christmas dinner here is because you're such a control freak that you won't let anybody do anything their way. And while we're at it, let me tell you something else. The only reason why we're having Christmas dinner here this year is in honor of Mama's memory.
Is that right? Well, let me tell you something, right? I was the one who was here when Mama needed me. I was the one who ran her errands for her. I was the one who made sure the house was clean and got her to her doctor's appointments. I was the one who gave her medicine when she was hurt. I was the one who bathed and fed her when she was too weak to do it for herself. I was the one who gave her everything that she needed. I was the one who was with her when she died.
Right. So we're excited. We have a lot of projects coming up, and we are looking forward to filming Flowers, the film, and any support that you can lend. We do have an IndieGoGo account. Just for the dedicated members that want to be a part before we launch the actual funding part. So we're just looking for people who are interested in supporting the arts and what we're trying to do with Flowers.
Yes.
And then we'll launch sometime in the spring, maybe.
Yes.
And I want to say thank you to our wonderful over-the-top actress, June Taylor.
After reading Flowers at Christmas, the character of Lily she was a real challenge to play. I felt really good being able to play somebody that is so opposite me. And I couldn't help but want to do it again when the sequel came around. So every time, I've played this character a few times throughout the years, and I learned something new about her every time. So she's just become a part of me. I feel like I've grown with her and she's grown with me. And so I'd like to continue in the sequel doing the same.
She's amazing.
She
Y'all
is
have
amazing.
a lot to look up to, and I'm just hoping that she'll come back and maybe give her, examples of how she felt in the role, so we can interview her in one of our episodes coming up. So you heard that from us, Miss Taylor. We want to get you in the seat with SCTT so we can
in the hot seat.
pick your brain How without any experience of being a the biggest sister, how you were able to portray it and own it on the stage.
She owned when she said she owned it. She owned it. She owned it. It was almost like I wrote that part exactly for her. That's how good she was.
And sometimes I slip up and call her Lily.
I call her Lily on purpose because sometimes she's just mean. Yes.
But we love her. She's an amazing actress as well.
And an amazing person.
Did you have anything you wanted to share?
No. Thank you for watching.
Right. And you will see a lot more of Miss Karima interviewing and in the hot seat sometimes later on in the season of season 2. So look forward to her. She's behind the cameras right now helping us out. And then soon she might be in the interview chair. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
So again, thank you for watching SCTT TV
Yes,
Podcast.
this has been another episode that we are very proud of. And the last thing, we're going to say what we always say.
Keep your soul conscious and your vision clear.
Love you.
And love.
Yes.
Soul consciousness. We're